From Pauline coming back to Mario Paint being here and everything in between, let's break down this amazing 15-minute Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct because it was one of Nintendo's best performances in a very long time. A little bit of backstory real quick is that initially I was not expecting very much from this presentation simply because when we got the Mario Kart World presentation, they pretty much showed us nothing new. It was everything that we had seen in the trailers or the footage previously, so I really wasn't thinking that they were going to show us anything super new here, but boy, oh boy, was I wrong because they came swinging out of the gate by announcing that this little rock guy that we thought was just accompanying us the entire time was actually just Pauline.
It's no rock at all. It's actually a talented young singer named
Pauline. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Now, Donkey Kong just wants bananas.
The way they announced this was insane. It's a young Pauline. It almost feels like a prequel to the Donkey Kong story and how it all happened. Maybe it fits in the Donkey Kong timeline. Somebody get on that video right now. But genuinely, that surprise started us off on a very, very high note. Then we just went into the basic gameplay of the game. They showed the underground segments where you can just ground pound through the entire floor and go absolutely hog wild.
In your path, you can smash.
Yeah, it's destructible.
Crash.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And bash.
It's like SteamWorld Diggy. They showed all the different moves you can do where you can rip chunks of the earth out of its place. You can surf on it, you can throw it, you can bang and bosh and do whatever the hell you want. Everything pretty much in this world is interactable, and that was super, super fun. But that's something we already knew, right? We knew a lot of the mechanics of the movement, but what we didn't realize is how similar to Mario Odyssey this game truly is. Because the way it's structured is that, well, it's not really clear. Are you going deeper and deeper into the ground, or are you going further up out of the ground to get away from the inside of the world? I'm not really sure. I'm sure one of you guys can correct me in the comments down below if you know, but I think the way that this was designed is super smart. It basically feels like this little eel guy is essentially what the Odyssey was for Mario Odyssey. It's taking you from different level to different level, and it seems very open within each area. I'm really looking forward to just exploring down here and seeing the different gameplay mechanics really shine. This is like,
Within the layer you're currently
that's insane. This is literally Odyssey, because that is like the same thing. Pretty much. It's a Donkey Kong flavor of the Odyssey. One of the core gameplay mechanics that we had no idea was going to be seen here was this crazy thing where you can just become a super big Kong. Okay.
She can make Donkey Kong transform.
That's crazy. Or you can become a zebra, or you can become an ostrich, classically flightless bird that's apparently can fly to all oblivion here. But this sort of brings back the tried and true Donkey Kong buddies from Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 and 1 and that original trilogy, and it's super interesting the way they're incorporated here. There's a meter here, so you can't use them all the time, but I'm assuming the more you smash stuff, the more you're charging it up or something like that, and then you can unleash these essentially super moves. We also saw a lot of the bad guys here, and this lady looks like an absolute unit.
Responsible for subterranean
Oh, she's kind of hot.
infiltration.
Then there's like the main two other bad guys, and then it seems like you have boss battles at the end of every single area. I'm assuming that you're going to have to collect enough Banandium to get to those boss battles or something like that, to like feed to the eel to get out. It feels very Mario Odyssey in my opinion, so it would make a lot of sense if it's just kind of a collect-a-thon where you're looking around for as many Banandium crystals and gems as you can possibly get, and then you use those Banandium to like feed the eel to get you to whatever place you'd like to go. They also have fast traveling here, which looks fantastic, and then a bunch of weird little side modes. So when you're just exploring the world and if you want to take a rest, you can do this for some reason.
Your rest? Carve out a space and enjoy a getaway where you can recover in bed
What the fuck?
and enjoy listening to tunes with the music playing.
What? I don't really understand what that means necessarily, but they also have like a whole music catalog within this game itself, which is insanely cool. I don't know why, but also cool, you know? The biggest side mode I would say here is this.
DK Artist.
What the fuck?
Rotate to paint.
That's so weird. It's like Mario Paint. It's DK Paint, chat. He's here. Which is basically Mario Paint, but in Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Sculpt, essentially. You can make whatever the fuck you want, which is really interesting because I'm sure people will be making some very questionable things in this game, but I am excited to see all the creations that people end up coming up with. But that's not all. So what's funny is this 15 minutes of a presentation ended up absolutely selling me on the game itself. It showed me that this is more than just a new 3D platformer. This is indeed the next step for DK. And this is something that we would expect from maybe the best of the Mario franchise, but to see DK get his, moment to shine finally in this way is super duper impressive to me. It obviously has been rumored for a long time that the Mario Odyssey team has been working on this game, and I think this absolutely clarified it. I mean, you look at this and it is literally Donkey Kong's version of Mario Odyssey. It's really cool. It has a lot of original ideas and stuff like that, but the structure is very, very similar, and I think that's actually a really great thing. Personally, I have been going back and replaying Odyssey. I'm literally on that last Bowser world right now, about to finish it, and it is one of the greatest games on the Nintendo Switch, maybe the best 3D Mario ever made, and maybe aside from Galaxy, right? I think that game is really, really impressive, and so to see Donkey Kong take inspiration from that and do its own thing in such an impressive way is really, really cool. There's been a lot of ideas that maybe with Mario Kart World only having like 2 outfits for Donkey Kong and Pauline, they were eventually going to get more down the line because of this new game, and I think that's absolutely has to happen at this point. We have young Pauline there, we have baddie Pauline here. I think it'd be really cool to see more outfits and stuff from her, as well as Donkey Kong. Something I kind of forgot about is the fact that there's also a skill tree here. The more things that you collect here, you can use that towards your skill tree, and you can unlock new abilities, further other abilities, things like that is really, really interesting and a very RPG-centric thing. And then also they have different outfits that you can buy for Donkey Kong, similar to how you could get outfits in Mario Odyssey, but these outfits actually do something. Each one is specific and has some sort of specific ability. They didn't go too far in depth into that, and I'm not expecting something insane, but sort of think about like Splatoon. They have small sort of abilities that really end up adding a lot to the game itself, and so I'm really excited to just see what that means, what that brings to the table, and the amount of variety here is genuinely so impressive. This game feels like they took a ton of care, and for only $70 and the amount of content we're getting, I could not be more excited for July 16th to roll around. If you know me, I'm a huge Donkey Kong person. I recently beat all of the Donkey Kong Country games, and I'm a big fan of that franchise, so to see him back in any way is huge in my book, and to see the team taking this much care is so, so good to see. I'm so excited. Let me know what you're thinking about this game down in the comments below. I think the majority of people have been very positive on it, but there's always some negative Nancys out there who don't understand it or don't like it or whatever the hell, so I would like to hear everyone's opinions, but please keep it respectful down there. Thank you also to all the people who came to the stream. We ended up having like over 700 people there at the end, which was absolutely batshit crazy for a Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct especially, so I really appreciate you guys. Check out this video and you can see me react to it in real time because it's a banger, it's a vibe, it's a good time, and I will see you over there. Click on it. Goodbye. My voice is kind of back. It's still a little iffy, but I will see you over there. Goodbye.